I'm in windy Rome, of course, fighting the breeze, but loving the view. I'm at the Casile St. Angelo, originally commissioned by the Roman Emperor Hadrian for a mausoleum for he and his family. On the top is a statue of an angel, which is where it derives its name. And it's here where Ron Howard shot many of his scenes for his new film, Angels and Demons. The Cryptoporticus was discovered in 1887. Originally, it was a passageway between the marketplace and the Roman Forum. Now, I understand you usually don't do a film unless it means something to you personally. What did this film mean to you?
I like the idea that Dan somehow has learned how to create really entertaining stories that people are very curious about and very engrossed by, and yet they do stir some controversy. They stir some thought, some conversation, and so to be a part of that that's a rare combination, and that's certainly something that I didn't want to.
Well, you know, of course, being from the South, where there is a church on every corner, I actually felt like this was very pro faith and humanity. Tell me a little bit about that.
I think the only thing that it challenges is the idea that rigid dogma should be accepted for all time, you know, at face value. And I think for me, that works against what I would say is sort of God's greatest gift to us, and that is, you know, our intellect, our mind, our imagination. And for that to shut that down and not let it keep working, you know, I think is misguided. I think we're supposed to be thinking, hey, if there's a plan, I think the fact that we have a zillion questions is probably, you know, nature, God's way of saying, you know, you're supposed to be wondering, you're supposed to be exploring.
Okay, you have to tell me about the wedding scene story with Tom Hanks,
sure.
Because as we were there, we had heard about it before.
Well, we shot first in Rome. It was great because it set the tone for the whole movie.
Yeah.
And we had to shoot in this really energized, fast-paced, hectic way. We only had X number of hours at each location. It was, and there was no way of, money couldn't buy you more time. I mean, this was it.
Mm-hmm.
We were shooting in front of the Pantheon, one of the main tourist spots in all of Rome. And all of a sudden the authorities came to us and said, "Oh, we're sorry, we didn't tell you. There's a wedding planned at 3 o'clock, and you're gonna have to leave." And I thought, oh no, we're not gonna get all the shots we need. And I was kind of panicked. And Tom said, "Well, let me see what I can do here." And as the first car pulled up, it turned out to be the family of the bride. Tom opened the door, let the mother of the bride out, started explaining that we were shooting, you know, say, "Hey, Ron, wave to them over here." I was over by the camera waving, and he said, we won't bother, we're not going to bother you at all. You know, you drive up and when you have to. And he escorted her into the Pantheon where they could begin the wedding, and wound up being like a part of the wedding party and taking pictures with the bride and the groom. And so they got a good wedding. We got our shooting done.
A story forever on both sides, right?
Yeah.